everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Small Business 101 here on How About You.
We got a very creative episode today, Alex, could you say?
Yeah.
So, great. So the question we're talking about today is how do you encourage creativity in the workplace, right?
Red Bull.
Problem. All right, thank you. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
See you next week. First off, why is it important to encourage creativity in the workplace?
Well, I mean, creative ideas they're just, you need to have creativity. If you want to stand out, if you want to have anything new and different, then you need to be creative.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's important to encourage creative ideas because, creative ideas are often the best solutions to problems.
Absolutely.
So,
how do you encourage people to be creative? Because, workplaces are somewhat not naturally creative places, right? A lot, especially depending on your field, it's quiet. It's usually, you're told to follow rules. So
the problem with trying to be creative at work is I think a lot of times people are worried about what other people are going to think of their idea.
Yep.
Usually when you're trying to be creative, a lot of stupid ideas come out, and you're worried about what everyone else is going to think. Like, oh, they think I'm an idiot, I suggested this or whatever.
Yeah.
You're worried.
You're self-conscious
about suggesting an idea so you don't. But so the first way to make sure that your culture is accepting to being creative in the first place.
So create that safe culture.
When people give ideas, don't just shit all over the idea. I think that would be a way to stunt creativity. Is if someone gives an idea, just kind of shoot it down. Don't even entertain it. And obviously, sometimes some ideas are just not good and they get turned down. I don't mean you have to try it, but there's a way to do it. And there's a right way and a wrong way. So making sure that you're doing it the right way is good. Another thing that I think is good way to boost creativity in the workplace, which is something that we've started to do here recently, is get into groups when you're doing things.
Small groups?
Yeah, trying to come up with different ideas, forming committees or teams to work on projects together. We've done it forever on the development team. They sit in an open area so that they can talk and collaborate together to come up with ideas or solutions to problems. So just collaborating with other people. Because if you're just sitting there trying to be creative on your own, I don't think it works. At least for me.
Yeah.
I like bouncing ideas off of other people. Because sometimes someone will say something that might be a weird, stupid idea, but that sparks down.
Yeah, you can flush it out.
You go down this rabbit hole, and now that leads you to another idea, and it's so having all these different, point of views, and I think that it definitely helps. So I say getting into groups really when you're trying to come up with something creative is the best way.
Cool.
But, what about you?
So, I guess I kind of looked this up beforehand, but so we do a lot of small groups here, right? And the thing is, sometimes when you're in the room, right, people kind of just wait to see what you're gonna do. Does that make sense? Yeah, you personally.
Oh.
So, yeah, brace yourself. So sometimes to just set up the rules and then walk away. You know what I mean? The first time we did that thing, you were here are the rules. No memes, no shitting on people's ideas. And then that was it.
Yeah.
Right? The rest was up to everyone else to kind of figure out what to do. So the direction was created, and then it's good luck.
Yeah, letting, not having, I hope our culture is not like that here, where people are oh, yeah, your idea is the greatest, because I hate that. But I could see how in other companies it would be like that, and maybe it happens here sometimes. But, I guess as someone like the owner just saying, you guys come up with the creativeness, I'm going to step out.
Yeah.
Because you risk tainting everyone's opinion, right? If I say something that's really terrible, someone might be oh, that's such a great idea. Oh, yeah, you're so good.
Oh,
it's
that's the best idea ever.
It's really terrible, and it's
That's the Arbeitsstyle.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good idea. That's a good point. Just if you're the founder of a company or owner, just kind of say, here, this is what I want you to do. Come up with this creative, you guys work as a team, I'm going to step back. I'm not going to be a part of it. Even though I'm part of all of our
all the great ideas.
But,
and then the other thing is when people actually do have a good idea, highlighting it, right? So a lot, that helps with people who are afraid to be creative or come up with great ideas. When someone does do something creative, reward, give praise to, kind of hey, great job, you know what I mean? So it encourages other people to be wow, I gotta have a good idea too.
Yeah, so that's a good point. And then going back to what I said earlier about kind of when you shut down someone's idea, don't make sure that when someone says something, it happens, people say bad ideas, and then kind of break down why maybe it's not the greatest idea rather than just say no, like that's a bad idea. Break down like the logic behind why you think it's a bad idea, because they might not be thinking about that logic, and then you're gonna explain it, and they're like, oh yeah, you're right, that makes sense. So, because if you just shoot it down right away, someone might be scared to contribute in the future. So, yeah.
Wow, that was just a great episode for everybody.
Great episode.
They're probably so creative right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go have your team meetings.
Yeah.
Creative.
Be creative. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
See you next week.
See ya.